Hello friends, and welcome back to another episode of Gloomhaven, the Guildmaster Campaign. As you can see here, I haven't chosen anybody, but I have. Because over in the trainer we have two new recruits that are ready to jump in, and this time I'm not going to wait. I'm going to bring them in immediately, and this is the duo we're going to stick with today. I was considering bringing a third party along with them, but since this is the first time I've brought them onto the channel, I'd really like to kind of showcase them for this episode. So first up, let's claim the reward for Angry Face. Now, this is going to be spoiler heavy here. We're unlocking two new mercenaries. So if this isn't your thing, then just letting you know now. So we've unlocked Angry Face. Your intelligent use of traps has brought the Doomstalker to our guild. He is now available to add via the character menu. Now, arguably, a very powerful addition. The amount of poison you have created has attracted the Plagueherald to our guild. Now available. So, and then of course we have, their all of their quests that we will have to look for. I think that's all of them. Okay. I was just going through to get rid of that exclamation point. Whenever I see it, I like to get rid of it. It's still here. What's going on? Ah, there's another one. Look at that. I don't know. It's not showing up there. So, kill 20 enemies with traps. I've been told of an abandoned lighthouse near Samert that whenever a ship gets near it, the helmsman steers into nearby reefs. That sounds like magic is involved. I think we should investigate. Anything? Okay, here we go. 20 more bucks because we have killed 100 living bones. And finally, that exclamation point is gone. Radiant Darkness is the one that we just received. Some night demons, stone golem, and sun demon. Well, let's spend some time here and go over the new two characters. First up is the Doomstalker. Whoops, I wanted to take a look at him real quick. So he is another one of these orchids, which is the same being as the Spellweaver. And is a him, okay? And he is basically, he's not the squishy type for like the Spellweaver, the Tinkerer, the Mind Thief, The Spellweaver is a bit weaker when it comes to health. Not at the moment because she's leveled up. But something like the, light or medium kind of Scoundrel, Night Shroud. I believe the Berserker is on that same page. No, I'm wrong there. But starting off with 8 health is what I'm trying to get at here. So it starts with 8 health. And it says difficulty medium, ranged damage dealer. So he's got this bow here. Some of the strengths: high ranged damage. Doom abilities allow wide array of secondary effects. So he has these things called Doom that we'll get into here. Decent array of summons as well. He's at one with nature. Weakness: every visit to Gloomhaven ends up with some poor merchant getting doomed over the price of an item. So let's take a look at his cards, and maybe you'll get to understand what these dooms are. So, the dooms are on the bottom half of the card, and let's see here. I think that's always going to be the case. I'm not sure if later his cards, his abilities will have like a top ability with a doomed on the top. I'm not positive about that. So we'll see if we get there, or whenever we get there. But these dooms they work sort of in a way with augment, but they're backwards. So the doom is applied to the target enemy, whereas, let's pull up the Mind Thief. The Mind Thief has her doom, or has her augments applied to herself, whereas the Doomstalker applies the applies the doom to an enemy. So in this case, doom, right? Mark any one enemy as doomed, and in the board game you would mark the enemy with your character token. Add +2 attack to all your attacks targeting this enemy. Now the one cool thing about this is it says any one enemy. So that can be normal, elite, bosses, it can be anything when it says any one enemy. Let's keep that in mind and I believe some of these are going to be normal and elite, but not bosses or named enemies. I think there's some upper level ones that go away, that are more powerful, so that they can't be used to target stronger enemies, that is. So, moving on. Crippling Noose. This enemy's attack, move, and range are all reduced by 1. This can be very strong. This is more defensive rather than offensive, as with Rain of Arrows. Felling Swoop. When this enemy dies, move to the hex in which it died. So another cool thing about this is it's any range. You do not need to see them. It just says mark any one enemy as doomed. It does not need to be within a specific range or in line of sight. You can just mark an enemy. If let's say you're caught behind and you can mark an enemy, somebody kills it in that later in that same round, or potentially early in the next round, and then you get to, teleport up into that space. Vital Charge. When this enemy dies, perform a heal for self. Raise to the Grave. This enemy suffers 2 damage at the start of each of its turns. Multi-pronged Assault. All allies add +1 attack to their enemy against targeting at this enemy. So in this case, that one could be pretty nice to pair with the Soothsinger, who has... where is it? Power Ballad, right? All allies add +1 attack to their attacks, or to one of their attacks, and then she has another one that adds +1 to all of their attacks. So in this case, these things can be piled on to make everybody more powerful. Detonation. When this enemy dies, all enemies adjacent to the hex in which it died suffer 3 damage. This is a huge one, particularly when you are with enemies with a lot of shield, right? So you can put this one onto a ranged, like a living spirit that's in the back, adjacent to a couple other living spirits, and I've killed, I think, 3 living spirits with this detonation. It's really great. Frightening Curse. As you can see, more than half of his deck, or his hand, are these dooms. So you can only have one out at a time, I believe. But there are ways of... I think you can put out more dooms. There are ways of doing things like that. I don't remember how these happen. So we're gonna have to, as we unlock more of these, we'll see what some of these are. But also his other cards have additional damage or additional things that happen if you're targeting somebody with a doom. All right, well, that's not one of them. Let's find one. There it is. So add +2 attack and gain 1 XP if the target is doomed. So throw a doom out. Throw, let's say, you throw this one out, Rain of Arrows, and then Swift Trickery. So this would be attack 2 +2 because they're doomed, +2 because of the doom that you have out there. So I hope some of this makes sense. You'll see it as it unfolds in the scenario, in this upcoming scenario. But I kind of wanted to go over this one because this one can be a bit tricky. I don't think that they're correct in saying that the difficulty is medium. I'd say that it's a little bit harder than medium. Medium to high. I wouldn't say it's difficult, you know, like the Spellweaver is. But it's certainly not low, right? Yeah, we even have a very high. So I would say medium to high because it might be easy to maybe learn it a little bit, but once you learn it, it takes some time to really get into understanding how all of them can work together. All of these dooms. Having one doom out and then switching it up for another, and it gets difficult to try and keep all of that in mind, right? None of these are burns. That's another thing to keep in mind. So you put it out, and you can get it right back as soon as the enemy dies, or another doom is played. You discard that card. So in the board game, you know, this is up in front of you with the active cards, the active abilities. And yeah, it can just be discarded after that. There are ways of yeah, this one, the next 3 times a doomed enemy dies within range 2 of another enemy, transfer 1 doom to that enemy instead of discarding it. So there are ways of transferring it. There are ways of... There's some other things that I can't remember, and I think it's best to we'll just let it go. Yeah, this is pretty powerful too, but we'll let it go for now. And we'll get him kind of stocked up and ready to go. But let's take a look at his companion here. That is the Plagueherald. Now you can see here that he's a bit different than the others, right? It's definitely not a he either, and it's not a she, and it's not an it. It's a many things. Basically, the Plagueherald is a community of bugs. Of these, you see these bugs flying around it. And they're called harrowers, and I believe that's like the only word that others can discern from their language, if they have a language. So they're called harrowers because that's the one thing that they can pronounce that all the other beings can really understand. It's a really interesting lore about these They're pretty much nasty beings, but this one Plague Herald decides, you know, that they're going to do their part and join a mercenary band, which is cool. But so as you can see here, their weakness is harem mating rituals are unpleasant. Nice. Well, can target multiple enemies, effective at range, powerful debuffs utilizing curses and poisons. And when I played as them, you can kind of choose a path, curses or poison. You can do a bit of mixing, but I really enjoyed the poison, and I'm probably just going to do that again here. I like the curse build for, I mean, the Soothsinger, there was a curse build for her as well, but I'm not really into like focusing strongly into the curse build because it can be limiting. There are only a certain number of curses that you can place on the enemy, and once they're all out, you know, okay, hey, 10 curses in the monster modifier deck is a good thing because they're going to be pulling them a lot, but it was just not something that I was super excited about. I'm more of a brute force kind of run in and do as much damage as possible, but the fact that the Plague Herald can deal out a lot of poison attacks was something that I had a lot more fun with. We can kind of, I'm not going to go through this, but as much as I did with the Doomstalker, but as you can see here, it's not a very strong attack, but poison all allies and enemies. This is another thing here. The Plague Herald does not care who you are. If you're in its way, you're going to pay. So Vile Pestilence, poison allies and enemies in this formation. Oops. We do have a nice immobilize attack here. And this one is really, really fun to use when you get it in the right formation. You can stun all of, like, up to 7 enemies. Spread the Plague is a really interesting one. Once during each of your attack actions, you may poison one ally within range 2, or deal 3 if the ally is already poisoned, to add +1 attack to the entire attack action. Now that doesn't sound fun, right? That sounds pretty like a jerk move. But if you're doing something like this, like, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but this could make it an attack 2, right? This could be an attack 4 targeting 2. So this is also one that can gain flying. But as you can see here, we have a top and bottom curse abilities. Here's another curse. A stun. And yeah, let's keep going here. I think, okay, after each of your move actions, poison and all adjacent allies and enemies. There's another epidemic. Poison, target all enemies adjacent to enemies with poison. So this is when you get to really start spreading poison quickly around the map. It's a really interesting build for the Plague Herald. The top being remove poison from any one enemy to cause it to suffer 3 damage. And then yeah, blistering vortex. There are some ways for it to gain some shield. You can see here shield. And then I think there was another up here. There it is. Shield oneself, deduct 1 range from all your range attacks. When all your ranges, or when a lot of your ranges look like this, that's not too it's not too hurtful, right? Okay. Anyway, we're gonna go in with just the level 1 cards for the Doomstalker for the Plague Herald. Let's definitely suit them up. Maybe I will purchase some enhancements, But I'll do that now, and we'll be right back. Alright, so we're back. And I've purchased quite a bit. I've actually spent almost all of the money here, which is fine. I've purchased, and a lot of this stuff did come from the other mercenaries that, what was it, the Cragheart and the Mind Thief, since they just retired. I've stolen some of their gear to save some extra money, since that's an option in the Guildmaster Campaign. So I'm going to take advantage of that. So we've hooked up the Doomstalker with some studded armor, or studded leather. The versatile dagger. Now this one is, it makes all of his default attack 2s right here. It makes them all an attack 3. And I took that because I was thinking, you know, give him a bow, give him something to help with range, but he actually, you know, we have this swift trickery and solid bow, and that's it. That's all we start off with for non-burning range attack cards. We do have Race to the Grave, which is an attack 5 at range 5. That one's great when that works out. And then multi-pronged assault, you know, another great card, but they both burn. So, and the other thing to keep in mind here is this one, the top ability burns, burn, burn, burn. You're seeing a pattern here, right? So all of these cards that have Doom on the bottom also burn if you use the top ability. And I'm not going to be throwing down a Doom every turn, though many turns I probably will. So I'll probably be using some of these for just the move 2 and the attack 2. So I might as well give him the versatile dagger to make it a little bit stronger. Now instead of it's a attack 2 melee attack, it's now attack 3. That's not bad. And it's fairly cheap too. So also gave him a heater shield just to, since we're only starting off with the Doomstalker and the Plagueherald, I assume that the Doomstalker is going to be kind of the one in front most of the time, since he has that versatile dagger. So I gave him the heater shield and the studded leather for that reason. Boots of Striding for the same reason as the versatile dagger, because I'll probably end up using a lot of these Doom abilities as movement instead. Now he does have, you know, Swift Trickery has the move 5, but it has the top is a range attack, so I need to be using it. This one's actually a pretty nice one for him. And solid bow, again, you know, it looks like he's a ranger who should have a lot of movement, but all of his attack cards have movement. So you really have to choose one or the other, and then spelling swoop really becomes a very important way to move around the map. All right. So as for the, oh, and I gave him some minor healing potion because, I mean, it's only 2 of them. He does have a 1 heal, and the Plagueherald, I believe, has 1 heal. But I also gave the Plagueherald a minor healing potion as well. Winged shoes, so that his movement, we can use one of the movements to jump over an obstacle or any traps that the Doomstalker lays down. We finally are placing the Staff of Zorn into the hands, that's what you can call them, of the Plagueherald. Be able to use that pretty well. Cloak of Invisibility, because it does start off with 6 health, and it comes with this mask, and it's funny. I mean, it's supposed to look more human, right? Doesn't look very human, but I think in the art has done a really good job of how the Plagueherald attacks. You can see its actual, again, face, if that's what you would call it, but I think you'll be able to see some cool art with this one in the scenario. All right, I know I'm talking a lot. I'm very excited about the Doomstalker and Plagueherald duo. I had them in my company at the same time, and they can do some very fun things. Telescopic lens for the Plagueherald, I thought it'd be nice to bring this one in. And since it can make these really great attacks at low range, now we'll be able to make like this this large attack at enemies that are further away because of that. So, all right, and this is where we're going. I figured since we are unlocking 2 new characters, let's also take a look at whatever this thing is, right? We have seen the Black Imps a couple times, and the Deep Terrors I think we've only seen once. But since they're all level 1, we're not going to be too scared about what they can do. They are some pretty nasty beasts, and this thing can be pretty nasty as well. And you'll see what it is once we get there. The trek through the southern desert to the river is a long one. Knowing you won't survive it without rest or supplies, you stop at the first outpost along the way, a small archaeological dig site in the shifting sands. The archaeologists are overjoyed to have you and are especially interested in your experience inside the buried trenches. You spend the cool evening trading tales of the desert and learn something incredible. This outpost recently unearthed some strange teeth inside a broken pot, and you believe it comes from the same lost civilization that built the buried trenches. The discovery was made alongside some nomads from a camp nearby who have claimed they saw similar artifacts on the journey through the desert. You lay down in your tents for the night, your head full of possibilities and questions, when the screams of battle wake you. In the chaos, you are separated. Defend yourself. Oh no. We're separated? This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. Okay, well, we have to kill all enemies in all rooms. I'm really hoping that we're able to have some allies with us, but I'm interested in this, the Cloak of Phasing design. I did not see this in my board game, so I don't know how you get it. I assume it's like it might be a level 9 and I just don't remember seeing it or taking a look at it, but I don't remember it. It could be like a random item design. If you know how you get this, please let me know. I might have just forgot and I have seen it. But it looks pretty cool. Gain flying. While occupying an obstacle hex, you are considered invisible. You can't attack, but you can just like jump into a place, go invisible. The next turn, you can jump out of it, out of that obstacle, make an attack, and then the next round, go into another obstacle. It looks pretty cool, right? So, yeah. Anyway, let's enter. That's not looking good. Okay, there is no rot here. What has drawn the Black Imps? Maybe the teeth are important to the imps. It's a lot of teeth. Possibly. Regroup as quickly as you can. There's no telling what followed the imps here. This is bad. Oh, I was gonna say, what's this button do? But, yeah, this is really bad. This is very, very bad because... well, I think you can tell. We have 1 character against 3 and 1 against 4. You were going to have to figure out a way to kill these very quickly and then meet up here in the middle and kill whatever is in the middle. Well, I think for this first round, I'm really going to have to figure out the best course of action. Now, I could just, run in here, open the doors, and have them helping each other, right? The problem, of course, it's going to take some time for him to get through all this mess. And over here, honestly, you could run through, but then you're going to activate everything. So... We're gonna have to take our time with this one, I think. For this round, we're starting off with the Doomstalker at 9, Race to the Grave, and Solid Bow. We're going to use Race to the Grave to put on one of these so that it kills it next round. Basically, it'll take 2 damage, and then next round it will take another 2 damage and it's dead. And then while we're waiting for that to happen, we're going to use Solid Bow to attack one of these. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to kill one of those, like pull a +1, and then one of these will die next round. This is gonna be a tough one, but I think I've seen some stickier situations. The other Plagueherald over here, you can see the map again. I know we've done one of these kinds of maps before, but it's been a long time, and I know there's another one. I know which one it is, and I've been putting it off for this kind of reason. I'll have to find 4 characters and tackle that one here soon, I think. Plagueherald going at 27 with Spread the Plague and Gathering Doom. We'll make this attack first here, and then this attack again there, hopefully killing it. And then it's just going to take some time for these to really find a way to get to the Plagueherald. So let's see what they're doing. Okay, so the Imps aren't doing anything. That's awesome. And then the Deep Terrors are going to be, well, they're way over here. They attack 2 adjacent. That's a melee attack. And then they're doing an attack 1, range 5, immobilize. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one is going to be doing the hit. Yeah, if I could have started in this corner, I would have. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he'll be stuck here, unfortunately. And this one won't be able to attack anyway. But it's not a major attack. That's the thing with these. They're not going to hit too hard. But these things can be very scary when they start to multiply. Okay. Well, let's make this attack first, I think. Ah. Okay, that's not good. I was kind of hoping to kill this one so that these aren't strengthened. But that's fine. So you can see here, look at this. We could do this if we wanted to. He doesn't even see it. Doesn't even know that it exists, but there's no range or line of sight. So this is actually a really good one for the Doomstalker, because he can lay Doom down over here. And that's kind of a good idea, isn't it? I could put Race to the Grave. I could put on an enemy over here. And then this one would be able to clear it fast and kind of... it'd still have to like diagonally cross through here to join up. So let's still place the Doom there. Oh, that was cool. All right. Yeah. Their sound is eerie. This is a problem here, because then it just did that. Now this one is... yeah. Anyway, okay. Let's make this attack here. Oh, I should have looked. Okay. Here, let's take a look here. I'm going to make this attack. Yeah, super creepy face, right? Anyway, that's fantastic. How do I get back? Again, they haven't really said anything, but it's F2 to remove the HUD. I don't know if that was supposed to be a secret, so I apologize. But Yeah, okay. So we've killed that one. We pulled a +2 and then a +0. We've also laid out a curse and a doom. As you can see here, the doom right there is the same icon as his icon is. So it's going to take 2 damage now, and then take 2 more damage later, killing it. And it works really well when, ooh, let's use that. Actually, whoops, no. How do I get out of here? Okay. So I have to use this one. I was going to say I want to use this, but I think yeah, okay, I still can. So we'll use that first. That way it will... The next 2 times you're attacked, the attacker gains disadvantage and you gain 1 shield if damaged. So I wonder, because it looks like, because I used my shield, that the studded leather didn't actually get used, which is strange, isn't it? Very strange. Well, anyway, round 2. And for this round, we're starting off with the Doomstalker at 78. And I don't know if you guys had thought of this one before I did. And if you did, good work. I think I heard you screaming. We're going to be using Felling Swoop. When this enemy dies, move to the hex in which it died. Now my hope, this is a huge, huge hope here. It says move to the hex in which it died. Okay, maybe now is not a good time to test this. You cannot perform any move abilities, so it is a move. But, okay, I won't use that now. But what I will do is... I'll think about this again, but I'll do this with you guys this time. So, my thought here is... What I can do is place the Doom on one of these 2. This will kill it. And then he'll be able to jump over here and we'll be together again. Nice, happy little, well, not a family, but I don't know what you would call this. But then we can attack from this side and go this way. We've already dealt some damage to these. I like this idea. So I'm not going to use Felling Swoop now, because if I do, then I don't think I'll be able to use the move ability. So instead, of course, what could go wrong here? Alright, this is what the other thing is. Plagueherald's going at 84 with Wretched Swarm to move, and Biting Gnats to do an attack 3 at range 4, targeting these 2. So what could go wrong right now is that he moves up, attacks, and kills both of them. That could be bad. But that doesn't mean that we can't use Felling Swoop somewhere in here as well. So that's my kind of thought. Another thing that we could do is, instead of Biting Gnats, let's go with Creeping Curse for another curse. So we can run over here, curse, attack, and curse. And then we'll have just 1 target that we can place on for the next round. We can make sure to kill it next round. So for you, Vital Charge, let's stay with... There's not much that I can do here. One, two, three, 4. So let's go with Swift Trickery, because it's a ranged attack. I think that's the only other range attack we've got here, yeah. So we'll do this range attack. I'm hoping to kill it. That one's going to be dead. And Vital Charge to go late, because I want No, let's go early. Let's go early this time. That way I can try and kill this one, and that one will be dead. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Ooh, okay. This is really bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this one still can't attack me, but this one can. Yeah, these things are super annoying. But at least this one will be dead, actually. So we don't have to worry about it. Actually, completely screwed everything up. Because I won't be able to kill them at all. I'll be laying some cursing down, but that's about it. Mother. Okay. Well, there's nothing I can do here. Great. Such a weird sound. I really hate these things, if you can't tell. Let's go pick up something here. You know, we should be flying anyway, you know what I mean? I find it kind of weird that we're not flying, but I don't think they care too much about what your face looks like. Okay. Okay. So let's try this again. We want to go for felling swoop. And we want to just punch. Let's go with crippling noose. And as for you, now we will go for that. The problem here is that we're kind of too close to them now, so we want to move away. But we do want to make that major attack. Okay. Yeah, okay. Alright, so they're going to be range attack 3, which doesn't matter. And that is a range attack 3. They are going to move, so they both can get into range here. And these guys, 2, 3. Yeah, I think you'll be fine. Let's make this attack. Uh-oh. I'm hoping you don't kill this one. Good. Okay. Now we want to put this way over here, and that's going to be awesome. Firm that target. So next round, nice shot right through the ceiling, right? So next round we'll be able to kill, and this round, yeah, skip the attack. Do have this poison, but the Plagueherald is good for healing poison away, which is a bit of ironic, right? But you can see here, move 2, heal 1 adjacent, affect all adjacent allies. So we'll be able to do that. I'll wait for that. What would be a good? I mean, I could go for this. And I could use this. I don't need to be near them. Actually, it might be better to just go for this. And I'll use this to move away, I guess. And as for you, let's go really early here. So that I can kind of make a fast move and attack and then get teleported over there afterward. I could use this actually. Let's use that. Move to heal, and we'll run up and use this to just run up to here, heal off that poison, punch here, and then my hope is that we will be, so I can use this now. Run over here, kill you, and then you'll be teleported. Of course, there are ways that that can go wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can we make it over there? We could, but I'm not going to burn that now. All right, let's see this work. They're not attacking, so that's something. And I don't have to worry too much about this at all. Okay, good. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So it's all good. It's all good. I'm hoping this is enough to kill that at least. Good. Versatile dagger already doing its job. And so another cool thing about these wide AoE attacks is it says range 2, so it doesn't mean that all of them have to be within that range. We can go like this. See? So this telescopic lens is going to be helpful for, ones that are really far away, right? But this will be good. Come on. We need it. Well, that'll help in a future turn. Let's start moving toward the door, I guess. It's okay. We're not getting attacks or anything, so it's still going to be fine. And it will give, let's see here. Let's pop over here real quick. Let's go early so we can, stab with our versatile dagger. And do we have anything that loots? Can you loot at all? Do. Okay, that's a moment's peace. That makes sense. That would have been nice to, move up here and loot some of this. We can deal with the looting after, but let's go as early as possible and... Yeah, I don't really care too much about any of this, I guess. So we'll take the earliest and the latest. And then over here, we need to go with paralyzing bite. And okay, on your next 6 attack actions, while air is currently infused, consume air to add +1 attack to the entire attack action. I don't know why doesn't it just say on your next 6 attack actions, consume air? I mean, you can't consume air if it's not available. So, okay. Anyway, that. Some of the wording has bugged me, of course, but they're doing a great job at fixing it for Frosthaven. So, okay. Well, it doesn't really matter because then we're going to have to rest up afterward. And good, we're going early. This is where it gets terrifying for the deep terrors. Summon normal deep terror in a hex adjacent to the target, and it has a range of 6. It doesn't matter what the attack is, right? But, oh, and I went too early. I wanted to actually punch here first. That's too bad. Okay, well, undo. Let's move over here. We're going to use this. Now it's an attack 2 because that poison, so a -1's not going to hurt me. ×2 is pretty great. Hey. It's like you just popped out of the shell, right? Yeah. Wow. This is a really huge reason why this guy, the Doomstalker, is amazing. So, anyway. Wondering, do I want to use this? Because I could use this instead. And that's like if I use this Doom marker, add +2 attack to all your attacks targeting this enemy. I could obviously use that in here, but I feel like this one would be great because the next 4 times a doomed enemy dies, perform an attack 2, so we'll be able to do more of these range attacks, right? But that will burn this card, but I think it's okay. I'm okay with that. Let's use the boots because we're going to be resting anyway. And let's run over to the door. I'm going to be leaving this gold behind. It's only 2 gold. It's okay. Well, it's 4, but there we go. Now I don't care about you guys at all, which is wonderful. This means we are going for a long rest, and you don't need a rest now. But right, so here's a cool thing. Crippling, no. Where is it called? Which one was it? Here we go. No, not that one. Race to the grave. Finally. What? I thought I lost it. I don't know. Anyway, this enemy suffers 2 damage. That one that we used on that deep terror right here. We can use that on these enemies because we have them as targets, and it will take, it'll take a couple rounds, like 1 round to deal some damage, and then another round to deal 2 more damage, and then we can use that rain of arrows. When it dies, we can use that attack in here. We might not even need to go into this room at all, right? So that might be something that we want to do or to shoot for. Get it? So yeah, anyway, let's grab these. And I'm wondering, is there a way to use these dooms and it's not? So when this enemy dies, all enemies adjacent to the hex in which it died suffer 3 damage. This is going to be a great one, but I can't use it now. And when this enemy dies, force all enemies adjacent to it to perform a move 1 action with you controlling the actions. So it's not a move +1. That's something to keep in mind with these kinds of abilities. It says move 1 because the deep terrors do not move. if it said +1, then it would not work at all. But because it says move 1, it's okay to use on the Deep Terror. Because it's normal, I can't like show you at the same time, but over here it says move dash. It cannot move. But that's the cool thing about this, is that it doesn't say move +1, it says move 1. So you can use it to move it, to force it to move. And that would be great to force it into that trap, of course, but that's not going to be the case, because when this enemy dies, all enemies adjacent, well, if this one died, there'd be nothing that happened. So anyway, we'll try and find a way to put Race to the Grave on one of these, and then we can use their death to our advantage in this room. All right. But do I want to open this door is a really good question. Because they have a range of, it's an attack 2, range 4. We're not going to be standing adjacent to any of those if they're in this room. The other thing is the Black Imps. We don't have to worry too much about what they're going to do. I mean, they could strengthen some enemies in here that could deal some more damage to us. Or I could just sit here and, you know, don't worry about it. This is also a pretty good one that we might want to use, but probably not right away. We are going to have to move in. And then we want to take a long rest. Because if we... Yeah, well, I think what I'm trying to say here is let's not move in. Alright. Let's just skip the movement. On the next 3 times a doomed enemy dies within range 2 of another enemy, transfer 1 doom to that enemy instead of discarding it. I think I'm going to skip that as well. That way, he's going to rest next round. We'll probably send the Plagueherald in and maybe go invisible. But this way we have the... I don't know if I actually... Yeah, I didn't use the telescopic lens because healing now. But we'll get the boots back, right? This is tough. I'd really like... Well, this one probably isn't too important. The initiative is pretty helpful. I could see me using more of the bottom than the top action here, but... or ability. But... yeah, because I don't think flying is necessarily going to be important here. The move 2 and heal, if he gets poisoned again, that might be something we want to keep. Wow. You know what? Let's get rid of it. He has a way of healing himself. So, yeah. Now, round 7, now you're going to take a long rest because I need the studded leather, the boots of striding, the heater shield. These 3 items are going to come back, so I want you to take a long rest. As for the Plagueherald, I think we want to go in here and just go invisible. And how do we want to do that? I don't want to use move 4 to run in there because I'd really like to be able to use this in this, because what might happen is even though you're going to be invisible in the door, there's going to be some clumping as they run toward the door. Because, well, I guess these are the only ones that can walk. So far. There's another enemy in here that we haven't seen yet, so... but this is the only one that can walk and have a range attack. So that's kind of my thought, is there might be some clumping because they're going to want to reach the Doomstalker. But we could use Foul Wind just to move up to here and open the door. And I kind of like the idea of... kind of like the idea of biting gnats. To start laying out some damage, we can use the telescopic lens to really reach out there if we need to. That would be a range of 6, actually, but yeah. Let's do it that way. Okay, so we don't have to worry about you. We don't have to worry about this. We just have to worry about the other one. So we might not even need to go invisible. Let's see if that's necessary. Let's jump on in here. All right, here. Oh man, they look amazing. So these are called Lurkers. Yeah. Great job to... Great job to the artists. I mean, this is beautiful. These things are creepy as hell. What are Lurkers doing so far from the sea? Is nowhere safe? Lurkers are a dangerous and intelligent race. There must be a reason why they are going to such lengths for these teeth. Ugh. Okay. We don't have to worry about them. They are a... well, they're not even moving, but they are a range or a melee character, and they're not moving at all. And actually, we don't even have any more. You're the last Deep Terror, and that's great. So I don't have to go invisible because they're not moving. They're not moving. Yeah, this is awesome. So I'll be able to save that. We can start attacking you and you. You kind of look like them. Well, okay, there probably isn't, because this is the harrowers are a being of beings. You can see all of those bugs pouring around and running around underneath, right? And flying. Whereas this is one, and it's more of a crab kind of creature. So, yeah, the lore of this is pretty great. We're not going to go invisible. Okay, let's move on. But, yeah, these look great. I still have not seen them yet. I kind of stopped playing my test some time ago, and I hadn't seen them yet. I didn't want to spoil everything for myself. Okay, well, the healing doesn't matter, but I'm really excited to bring all these things back. We need to keep Race to the Grave, Swift Trickery, Multi-Pronged Assault, Solid Bow, Frightening Curse. When this enemy dies, force... yeah, that one could probably go. But I'm thinking about using the top, so I'll wait. When this enemy dies, all enemies adjacent to the hex in which it died suffer 3 damage. That could be really good with these kinds of... with these Lurkers here. Crippling Noose. Create a 4 damage stun trap in an adjacent empty hex. Create another trap, mobilize and run away. We could probably get rid of Felling Swoop, actually. Except I want to bring in some summons. I'll probably bring in this one instead of the Vital Charge. The bear? Or Battle Boar. I thought that said Battle Bear. I kind of want to see what that looks like. I was wondering why it only had an attack of 1. That makes more sense now. But I think I will drop this one. Because I'm not too interested in the... when this enemy dies, perform a heal. Yeah. Because I do have this minor healing still. We do have our peaceful... I forget what that was called. A moment's peace to heal up as well. So I think we're good. This looks like a really good opportunity for this. Vile Pestilence. 1, 2. It does need one more range. So 1, 2. So we could use our telescopic lens to really reach out here and poison those 3. And maybe spread the plague. Okay, once during each of your attack actions you may poison. Yeah, I don't think I want to be using this in this time. If we had a bunch of summons, that would be something that I'd be open to poisoning my summons, but at this time I'm not going to be poisoning my dear friend there. But let's go for this so that we can make this attack and then we'll poison them. As for you, I like the idea of Race to the Grave to place onto one of these enemies so that we don't necessarily need to cross back over. And then maybe Solid Bow to make 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can maybe... Yeah, we'd be able to attack... Oh man, this might be one of those times, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we could bring in Felling Swoop now. Let's do that. We'll summon the Warhawk. So we'll place this way over there, and then we'll summon the Warhawk right here. And then after that, we can use the Warhawk in the coming rounds. It is probably going to just straight up die as as soon as it steps into here, because it only has 3 health. But okay, so the Lurkers are going to move just 2. So I could go invisible as well. And then they're going to just move 1, and we don't have to worry about you. Okay, Doomstalker. Let's get this onto... you. Beautiful. And then we'll summon a nice little hawk for ourselves. A war hawk, of course, not just a nice hawk. Great. Yeah, that's great. And now we could have used this, the Staff of Zorn, and I'm going to be using that here soon. Let's make sure we get all of these. The Staff of Zorn is going to poison and muddle all of the, like, for the entire attack action. So we should want to use that soon. Well, they're poisoned. That was the point of that. And let's make this attack here. fantastic. Man. These guys. I'm not even going to go invisible. There's no reason for it. They're going to move a little bit closer. And we can even... They're still in a good formation for ourselves. That's too bad that these guys aren't getting closer, but that's alright. You're just going to take damage. Okay. Yeah, I'm loving it. The Plagueherald, the Doomstalker, a lot of good memories are coming up here. Okay. Let's go with this, and I'll just use this to go. We don't really even need to move, but we'll use this so that they are all, they don't get to move. We can immobilize them, right? And we don't even need to use Staff of Zorn in this case. We'll figure out another time to use that, I guess. As for you, let's go super late, because we don't want them to be able to attack our Warhawk. So we'll use that. And actually, let's not use that. Well, we'll use it for the... We're just going to use it for the top ability to skip it. And I'm going to throw another Doom out instead. And I think when this enemy dies, all enemies adjacent to it suffer 3 damage. Let's put detonation out on one of these 3 afterward. That should be late enough for this one to be dead. And we can make an attack, and then we can throw Moment's Peace out as well. Yeah, let's do stuff like that. That all sounds awesome. So the Lurker, they do use ice. They're going to shield up. That's too bad. And then target all adjacent enemies. Wounding. They're not moving again, so it doesn't really matter about them the immobilize. They're going to continue moving, but they can't reach us again, and don't care about you. Well, let's use this first. That's looking good. They're all stuck, but that's fine. And I kind of... Yeah, I don't want to move in, actually. But I don't want to move away, either. If I go over here, then we are going to start taking some damage. So just skip the movement. Crazies. They're getting closer to that nice formation. That one's dead now. Great. So we get to perform our first attack here. Okay. So, which one do we want to attack here? I think we want to take out this front one, right? And then we can place the because this is going to be running in here soon. 1, 2, 3. Actually, let's go for... No, this is a tough one. Let's go for the front one. Wow. Nice. Nice. Right, so now we definitely want to be using this. And I think I want to put it onto this one in case these end up getting next to it before it dies. And it looks like the Warhawk is going to be attacking this one first anyway. It says 9, 10. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we'll do that. Nice. And, yeah, loot, whatever. Skip it. Move on. I was, I have to say, I was a bit worried about incoming damage. And, I mean, okay, in this particular scenario, we got pretty lucky with their attack draws. Their abilities were pretty... They weren't too devastating or anything, but... we didn't really get too many attacks on us. But we've been doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good as this kind of duo here, so kind of happy about that. Anyway, I think how do we want to do this? Let's do this and this. We can walk up, curse, and then we will stun one of the other ones. Yep. And as for you, we want to go early. And no, we want to go late. No, we want to go early. This way we can use this. No, that's right. We want to go late so that they might be able to move up first. I'm not sure if that's actually going to work in our favor. Let's go somewhere in the middle, I guess. We'll do something like this one, maybe. And solid bow so that we can make an attack onto one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man. Well, let's see. Let's hope for something here. So they're going first. Everyone's going first before he's going. So that's good. That's good. Except... yeah, we'll see. We might be able to do some fun stuff here anyway. These attacks aren't too worrisome. We can stun one of them. Oh, we can go invisible as well. Okay, here we go. We're gonna run up here. Curse you. Let's go invisible so that they... I don't think they're going to be moving. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think they all have a range of 3, so they're not going to move, which is unfortunate. But we can attack you and stun you. Yeah, I think you're dead. Sorry, man. Ooh, we got lucky. Got very lucky there. Not so much anymore. And this is, yeah, this is a problem because I really wanted this one to be standing next to some things. But what we can do is use a different one, and I think I might do that. Oh, you can actually see way over here. That's good to know. Let's try to kill you, because then I should be able to make another attack if I can kill you. Good. So you're dead. Now I can make an attack here. Sweet. Except I don't have any more to attack. Oh, actually, I think I'm all done, aren't I? Oh, that one had Doom. Okay, so I should have maybe put this out. Yeah, I don't think I was able to use that twice. So, okay. Anyway, let's put that onto you, I think. We're gonna go late. Let's go as late as possible, and then you... That Doom is going to be... This enemy's attack, move, and range are all reduced by 1, so it probably isn't going to move. So let's go late. And then I'm going to use Swift Trickery so that I can make an additional, like, attack 2 plus 2 because he's doomed. Oh, that's really bad. That's really annoying. Okay, well... Well, that's too bad, but, I mean, we get what we can. So, we'll use this. Let's move up here a little bit. And we'll get an experience out of this anyway. Yeah, if I pulled the ×2, you know, that would sneak on through, but that's fine. As for this, I'm thinking of using this now. Yeah, you know what? Let's go for it. This is going to stun these two. And we can use this as well, just to poison them. And let's use this to pick up some of that gold. It gives us some experience. It is burning some cards, but you know, we have plenty of cards, and there's one over here, and then these 3. So I'm not too worried. You can take a long rest now, and let's go early with you. Good. Don't have to worry too much about any of that. I think... I want to just use this. We'll make an attack here and here. Yep. Oh well. That one died, so that's good. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna move 1, but because of the crippling noose, you're going to move 0. And then a range of 3, but because crippling noose, so we don't really even have to move. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this. Yep, good. Okay, we still want to get some curses out there. This one's probably the one I'm going to go with. And now you. Let's go ahead and long rest. And I'm going to go early with you only because... kind of want... Oh, there it is. I kind of want to get moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's do that. We're going to use... Oops. Paralyzing Bite to get moving over toward this door. Okay, there's the loot. I'd like to get over here and loot as much of this as I can. And what was the other thing? I could go for that. Can make this attack and then run away. Okay. Oh my god, come on. Okay. I'm just not even going to... I'm not going to do it that time. Let's stun this guy because I'm getting sick and tired of that. And I'm going to... I can use this to move anyway, so... So if they pull it again, it will go away. You won't be able to use it. That's probably the one I'm going to go for because they're not going to be adjacent anymore. I might as well drop something like that. Yeah, we'll go late curse and vile pestilence for the extra move. 1, 2, 3, and we can finally open this door so it can move toward us. Because this difficult terrain is pretty much going to keep him from moving this way. Because it knows it can go through here, but it will almost never have... I don't think it can have a move 2 at this level, at level 1. But I could put this onto that as well. And I think I might. But if I do, then the crippling noose will go away, but that's fine. Let's do swift trickery to make that happen, and then race to the grave for over there. I know those are both very early cards, but let's make this attack. Of course. And I'm going to put the Doom over here. There. So it removed it from this one, and it put the Doom token over here, and it also changed the Doom. So now this is going to take 2 damage, and then it's going to die next round, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. I still want to go over there, but... Nice, okay. I'm poisoned and cursed. Ah, damage. What's that? We'll use this, and I think I'm going to go here. Man. They have a very similar attack, right? They spit some black, inky looking thing at each other. That's pretty cool. I am going to move over here because I know it's dead anyway. Hello. We can get rid of that poison. Round 15. Jeez. Alright. So I want to move 1, 2, 3. I don't really have any movement like that. So what I'm going to do here is short rest. And I'm going to redraw because that's the one I want. Of course that's the one I want, right? And I'm going to use it to go 1, 2, 3. This we don't have to worry about anymore. And then I will loot next turn. Maybe we could... If I kill it before, then I can place another Doom token somewhere else. Let's do this. I can punch, move, and then get rid of the that poison. They're going super late. We'll use our boots to jump over here. Now there's gold over there too, but this is probably our best bet. Yeah. Cool. So that died with the Doom, which means he can perform an attack too now. So let's make that attack. Great. And why? What's happening? I should not be able to attack again because I don't. That one did not have a Doomstalker token on it. I don't know what happened, but we have to continue with it, so yeah, we'll heal. And I'm not going to attack because if I do, then I won't be able to loot over here next round. Because I could very well kill it right now. And then I wouldn't have round 16 for this. And we're just going for... Why is that blinking? Spread the plague. Yep. I'm just taking this for the extra 2 points, and we'll loot over here for that. We'll just click those 2 cards, and... Well, I guess I'm not going to be attacking, am I? There we go. A little bit of gold. What are we looking at for experience? Does it show that? I don't know. Well, okay, we can do this. Something that's really good for, that I found really fun for the Doomstalker is that chain that the Cragheart was using, and I'll probably eventually give that to him when I'm using him more as like an archer. But for now, because we can do this, right? We can throw down a bunch of traps and pull them into the trap after. So it works pretty well. Let's go for that short rest. That's fine to burn. And you guessed it, I'm going with Race to the Grave because if he keeps doing... Oh, excuse me. If he keeps doing that thing that gets a bunch of shield, we'll never be able to kill him. And he'll just heal back up again. So this will, you know, Race to the Grave. And I don't really know what else to do here. I don't know, something like that, sure. So we'll put this on you. And I'm not going to attack. As for you, do we want to just continue picking up gold? I think we do, don't we? Good. They're pulling all those curses. That's nice. They still have 1 left. We'll grab a short rest. Burn it. And we'll move over. Oops. And as for you, we'll make that attack here. Sure, whatever. Ooh, we might want to pick up the money that it drops after, so we'll use that. There we go. Finally. Pick up some of that gold. And move over here and pick up this gold too. Alright, skip and skip. What was that? Oh, that's right, spread the plague. Yeah, I saw his face appear down here and I was wondering what that was. I clicked too fast to understand what it was, but victory! As the last lurker falls into the sand, an uneasy peace falls over the camp. Violent lurkers this far from the ocean's depths are a bad sign. We must make haste to the Enochs. What about the nomads? They might have found... They might have some more? I mean, information? That is true. Yeah, more stuff, more money. I don't know what he was about to get into. But it would be a detour. I'd have to consider it further. Well, we've killed 4 lurkers, as you can see. They are pretty rough. They're pretty dangerous. At level 1, they're not so disgusting, but the thing about them is that they're piercing attacks, and they can do 2 attacks. So your tanks, they can rip through tanks pretty quickly, particularly at higher levels. Okay, good stuff here. 0 healing done? Is that true? Huh. Well, anyway, that'll do it, folks. I would love to hear what you have to say about these guys, these 2 mercenaries. If you've made it this far, then let me know what you think about them. We picked up the Cloak of Phasing, 4 experience, and Shifting Sands. I couldn't resist the allure of a dig site full of rare and ancient artifacts. There were a lot more there than they told you, you know. Okay, I don't even care about you. I'm sorry. I was trying to talk here and he keeps ignoring that. So we did pick up this one and this location as well. I think both of these unlocked because of the Shifting Sands. Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to hear what you think about the Doomstalker and the Plagueherald. I love both of them. I think they're both a lot of fun. I'm very excited for the last one. The Saw character is a blast as well. I have a lot of fun with these 3, and I found it interesting that it might have something to do with how difficult they are to code. I'm not sure, or if they just kept the best for last. I don't know. I know there's people love the Plagueherald, people love the Doomstalker, but the Saw character is kind of back and forth. Some people like him, but I think more people don't really care for him. I could be wrong, but I haven't heard everybody love the Saw character. But with that, folks, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, let me know by leaving a like or a comment in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for stopping by, and hope to see you next time.